Back to Michael Handel's Masters of War, classical strategic thought. On military leadership, the role of the military leader. For Clausewitz, the impossibility of procuring reliable intelligence in the heat of battle is axiomatic. It is the premise upon which much of his theoretical framework is built and from which some of his central analytical concepts are derived. The absence of accurate information constitutes one of his principal explanations, in conjunction with the role of politics and the inherent differences of the offense and defense, for the discrepancy between the ideal type of absolute war and war in practice. Thus, the shortage of reliable information on both sides forces one to forsake the theoretical concept of uninterrupted military action for the reality of paralysis and inaction. To this, we must add the environment of danger and the role of friction in war. All these factors make it impossible, by definition, for political and military leaders to take purely rational decisions in war. For a normal person, rational conduct amidst the danger and confusion of war is difficult, if not impossible. Here, ideas are governed by other factors. Here, the light of reason is refracted in a manner quite different from that which is normal in academic speculation. He is an exceptional man who keeps his power of quick decision intact, as he has never been through this experience before. That's from On War. Hans Clausewitz develops his theoretical concept of the military genius, whose intuition compensates for the absence of accurate intelligence, yet this conceptually pleasing but still problematic solution raises as many questions as it purports to answer. The most potentially damaging consequence of Clausewitz's reliance on the intuition of the military genius is that if carried to extremes, it weakens one's incentive to gather the best possible intelligence and replaces the systematic search for information with intuition alone. Sun Tzu also examines at some length the ideal character of a commander in his pivotal role, pointing out that such a leader must draw upon his experience and intuition in exercising his creative, independent judgment. Although the military leader's role in the art of war does not acquire the degree of central theoretical and practical significance it is afforded in On War, Clausewitz's military genius and Sun Tzu's master of war or skillful commander actually have much in common when their superficial differences are stripped away. Still, unlike Clausewitz, Sun Tzu generally favors caution and measured calculation more than reliance on the commander's intuition. According to Sun Tzu, the political leader's choice of a military commander might be the most critical decision he makes. So from Sun Tzu, The Art of War, now the general is the protector of the state. If this protection is all-embracing, the state will surely be strong. If defective, the state will certainly be weak. A sovereign who obtains the right person prospers. One who fails to do so will be ruined. Jomini's statements on this issue echo those of Sun Tzu. So from Jomini, The Art of War, if the skill of a general is one of the surest elements of victory, it will be readily seen that the judicious selection of generals is one of the most delicate points in the science of government, and one of the most essential parts of the military policy of a state. Also from The Art of War by Jomini, we have already said that if the prince does not conduct his armies in person, his most important duty will be to have the position of commander well filled, which unfortunately is not always done. And also, the choice of generals-in-chief is a subject worthy of the most anxious care upon the part of a wise government, for upon it often depends the safety of the nation. Jomini goes one step further than Clausewitz and Sun Tzu, however, in his proposal of a modern solution in the event that a military genius cannot be found or the wrong commander heads the army. The difficulty of always selecting a good general has led to the formation of a good general staff, which being near the general may advise him and thus exercise a beneficial influence over the operations. A well-instructed general staff is one of the most useful of organizations, but care must be observed to prevent the introduction into it of false principles, as in this case, it might prove fatal.